Hello, and welcome back to our Japanese 1890 campaign, Rise of the Dragon. When we last left off, we had just ended the war a little bit unsatisfactorily. Like we could have been doing a lot more. We captured Tunisia here. Well, that's really about all that happened. We went into massive monthly balance deficit, which we managed to cut down to the point where we have about 1 year left worth of finances. So we have to hope that in the next year we manage to get some sort of budget event or something. Otherwise, we're going to have to start making some tough decisions. We cut a bunch of destroyers. We got rid of the Yoshinos. We got rid of probably something else that I can't remember. But for now, let's take a look around here real quick. We can get rid of some airfields, I think. We have airplanes stationed in Singapore. Let's see here. What's that called? Penang and Kota something, if those are ours. Um, I don't know. Like, are those ours? I don't remember. Southeast Asia. Let's see here. Let's cut the one in Samoa. So that's Apia. So coastal fortification. There it is. We'll get rid of that one. That saved us 800 off the monthly balance. We're also improving the Marshall Islands. That's another 10 months. And we're improving our dock size. That's going to help in 6 months when it stops. And then this is Singapore. We're getting rid of this one because we have Singapore now. We don't need both. This is the one in Borneo. Yep. And that saves us another little bit of money there. So that keeps us afloat for maybe another month or so. Anyway, let's press the big red turn button, save the game as usual, and hope for a budget event of some kind. Here's a study of enemy aircraft losses during the recent war. We downed a total of 42 enemy aircraft. 86% were air-to-air kills, 2% by AA, and 12% by SAMs. Of course, we spent most of the time over the enemy with our aircraft, so we didn't have a lot coming in, like to be shot down with SAMs, like in our area. Alrighty. We have more ships in Northern Europe than our base can support. And that's over here, so we're going to bring this home to Northeast Asia. And as our ships start arriving in Northeast Asia, the budget monthly balance should improve. Oh, are you kidding me? No. Okay, well, let's hit the button again. They just slashed our budget. So this is a private venture helicopter. We get better speed, worse range, uh, slightly better toughness, and it carries bombs, I guess. I mean, saves us the trouble of having to do one. Okay. Well, the budget's going back down again anyway, but that did hurt. Wasn't very nice. In fact, we're going to bring home our carrier group from the Mediterranean. All right, let's do number 5. Where is carrier division or cruiser division 5? Do we have a 5th? Oh, there it is. I'm just looking over it, I guess. And then destroyer group. 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna move these all home. Save the game. We've got about 10 months worth of budget left. Save the game. Well, we can't build anything right now. We can't even dream of building anything. Okay, that helps with the deficit a little bit. We're still looking at about 10 months left. Just looking. We could get rid of these Argentina Marais. It's not a bunch of savings, but we'll get rid of the old ones. They're 1957 transports. Brings us to about 11 months worth of budget. This will not be limited by national security. No way to gain, but we get a little bit of tension at least, but no budget. Of course, the tension with Russia goes back up because why wouldn't it? It's going right back up again. Got about 9 months left on our budget. Wow. Unreal. Unreal. It's like the game doesn't want you to win. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Bring home these second division from India. I don't know. All right, I guess we're forced to mothball some stuff. I mean, what else are we gonna do? I mean, I wanted to get through this game without having to mothball anything, but like this is literally what we're being forced to do. Look at that. I mean, it's so stupid. The more I cut to save money, the more they take away. Yeah, that's not very fun. Playing the late game is kind of impossible as a small nation, it appears. Well, these Sendais can go to mothball. And what else am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing I can't stay afloat. Like, I cut and I cut and I cut, and they punish me for it. All right, there you go. And my phone rings. Spam risk. No, thank you. Alrighty. Gonna hit the next turn. That's a bummer. Really wanted to get through this without cutting anything else. Well, we at least continue on indefinitely right now until they decide to slash the budget again. Heck, at this point, I just want to get to 1990 and call it. It really takes away from like the fantasy of having like a functioning navy in the late game when they do this to you. There we go. Here's a chance to get a little bit of prestige or a little bit of money at the expense of prestige. So here's the light jet fighter. We get um, less speed, more range. We lose some stats. Nah, let's keep our speed. All right, well, let's at least try to finish a couple of these. There we go. This scummy government we have. Okay. I think in the next playthrough, we really want to get like a nation that has a little bit more base, like money. Japan is one of the lowest out of the whole thing, I think. Um, let's critique Great Britain, get some budget. There we go. And I guess we'll try to finish off some of this stuff here. These Sendais. Then once those finish and we can go into the next set of whatever, we'll resume. Once these all finish and get into service, I'll have a better idea of what the budget looks like. Yeah, go ahead. Stop complaining, will you? And then I can start pulling stuff back out of the mothball. Now, we have tensions in the yellow here with Russia again. Hopefully that doesn't count as being too low. Goodbye, below average guy that was in charge of one of our carriers. But we still have the second highest budget out of everyone. Let's not be limited. There we go. There's some tension everywhere. Let's try to finish a couple of these Ashigara class. There we go. Now we're getting some budget. We're not gonna have you out golfing when you should be working, bud. It's not how it's gonna go here in this Navy. Even if you did beat like a random guy from the army, we're not gonna indulge in your little pastimes. Okay, let's resume everything. This is the Boxer class, 90 aircraft. I think we've seen that before. Feel like we've seen the Boxer class. Let's take a look at the almanac for the U.S. Ships, carriers. Yeah, there's the Boxer class. The Hornet. It's smaller than the Hornet in terms of aircraft it can carry, but like 10,000 tons heavier. I wonder if it's like a, oh no, so it's 3-inch belt versus, yeah, I don't know. All right, let's start throwing some of these cruisers into divisions. We wanted to leave 8th open, but hang on. How many carrier divisions do we actually have? We have we're up to 7. So when these Soryus come out, they're going to be number 8. So that means we gotta go back to the high numbers. We do have a lot of these things. We need to make a couple of new cruiser divisions. We have 2 more in production, so this will go like this with 2 cruisers. And then number 21 will be these 2 that are finishing. So let's continue the game. We'll deny the involvement. We lost the prestige, but the tension didn't go up with Great Britain at least. Yes, I know we need more destroyers, but does it look like we can actually do it right now? I don't think so. This guy is incompetent. Get out of here. He's also in charge of a carrier. Yeah, go ahead. Does this help our budget? We're 1.453. No, it didn't do anything. I don't know how it helps our aircraft industry, but allegedly it does. Great Britain and the US are buddy buddies. We will join an international squadron. Get some more budget going. Now, are we building all this stuff, or do we still have things halted? Looks like we're good building, so let's start getting some of our big boys out of mothballs. Eesh, okay. Hang on. All the Shikakus will go back into mothballs. There we go. All right. We're no longer friends with the US. Um, this point, leaking technology doesn't matter. Let's go for budget. Wasn't very much of a budget increase, but we'll take it on our monthly balance at least. Okay, the Ashigars are somewhat overweight. Aren't we all? Okay. So the Asama, all right. It's going to stay in charge of the third. Actually, we're going to slide it into the second cruiser division to make room for the Ashigaras. We're going to have two divisions of Ashigaras. And I think those will be dedicated raiders. Philadelphia class. That's a lot of medium SSMs. Probably looks a lot like a Sendai. Actually, we have 8, they have 12. But we have SAMs on ours. Of course, I think they had SAMs on those too, but I don't know. Guantanamo Bay. All right, now we can put these back into service. Go back into active fleet with you. And then 1, 2. So it's third division, and this one's still 6 months away. Just go ahead and assign it to the fourth division now. So what I think I'm going to do when the game ends, essentially, is I'm going to do a little video about how I think all of this went. Yep, we're going to crank up tensions. Do a little video about how I think it all went, and then I'm going to ask people, to comment, like, hey, what do you think I should play next? I'm thinking maybe Germany or Italy, not sure which. So our Tashima Marus are getting old. We're going to go ahead and, man, these submarines are taking forever to build. Another Boxer class. We're barely keeping our, did I halt these or something? I did. Okay, that's why. So let's resume construction. The U.S. is like cranking out aircraft carriers. We can barely keep our heads above water right now. Getting some budget there. We're gonna go for it. All right, let's resume all of this, I think. How's that look? That's not bad. These are looking good. The problem is if we get into war with Britain, we get into war with the US too. Tension should go down a little bit because of the recent war. We might get lucky and it goes down just a tad with Britain, just to give us a little bit more time. All right, let's build. I feel like I want some more Nico Marus. Yeah, we're gonna build 600 each. We can build 5 of them. We'll go into a little bit of debt, but that's okay because we've got stuff that's finishing here in just a couple of months. And our funding is back up to 80,000. We're going to cause some tension with Germany. Hope to get some budget out of it. We did, we did. We lost a lot of submarines in the last war. We need to replace them. And we can also, well, let's wait until these Nico Marus are closer to being finished before we decide on what we're doing with these Tashima Marus. I feel like I want to get rid of about 10 of them. Then I'll probably refit the rest, like rebuild the engines. In fact, I'll go ahead and do some of that now. Let's rebuild. And what if we just replace the machinery? We can upgrade the guns too. Cool. And that still leaves us at 0 weight remaining. Very efficient. And 10 months to do that. That's good. That's good, good, good. How many is this? That's 13. Yeah, that's probably fine. Oops. Sorry, I just hit the mic a little bit with my finger. And then this goes into the 4th cruiser division. There we go. The Amato is due to be refitted here, so let's see what we can do. What if we just replace the machinery? 12 months, 3,800 per month. We don't have much weight remaining here, so we can't really do much. So we're just going to go with that so that it stays relevant until the very end. Hopefully nothing real crazy happens immediately. Is there anything else to do? No. We have a lot of Sendais. In fact, we have 45 cruisers in service. That's, well, the U.S. has this beat, and they also have heavier cruisers, but we have 37 destroyers. The U.S. has 157. They have 17 light carriers. They have 35 aircraft carriers in service. They have more tonnage and carriers than like the next two people have like in their entire navy, pretty much. Okay. Ships under construction. Looks like we're gonna have the last two Azumis finished for the 8th fleet. The Soryus will be finished in a year. The Yamato will be out of refit in under a year. Okay. Let's look at our air group for Tunis. I want to see what they did there. Tunisia. Naval patrol, jet attacks, and light jet fighters. Interesting. Well, tension with Britain just shot up again. I wonder why. Ah, our power makes them apprehensive. Well, then you should really hate the US. They're bigger than the next three people combined for their navy. We want some budget, please. Guantanamo Bay just went independent. All right. So we need destroyers and we need submarines. The question is, which do we need more right now? I'd say probably the destroyers. So the Oshio, it's a 1976 design. Open design. Yeah, we don't have any extra tonnage on this at all we can play with. So what we'll do is we'll just build some more of them. So we can build 1, 2, 3, 4 immediately. Great Britain has gone up. That's not great. Their alliance with the US makes them feel confident. Well, we're gonna lose a little bit of prestige. Luckily, it didn't ratchet up tension with Britain any further. Yeah, I'm just a little bit anxious about going to war with the US when they have an ally. It's going to be hard enough to beat the US as it is with their 35 aircraft carriers. 35 and counting, by the way. Let's go some of our old ships and get some budget. Cool. Let's build a bunch of Oshios. Let's do another 8 of those. We did lose a number of destroyers during the last war. I don't know if they were all Oshios or not. Let's blame the US on this one. We can get a new modern naval patrol craft. Why not? We want speed, and we have more than enough range. So let's go for reliability. Actually, let's go for bomb load. I wonder if they can carry anti-ship missiles. We're going to find out. So they can go out there and scout and fire off a missile at the same time. We're going to build 5 more submarines and 5 more submarines. And go. We'll make him a hero to try to get back a prestige point. Because we don't care if we get. Oh no, something happened with Britain. Well, it looks like we're jumping right back into a war. Random tension change, and they resent us. You saw France going down because of the recent war. Britain, no such luck. Well, we're to move some ships into Southeast Asia for potential sneak attacks. All right, so let's send the 15th Destroyer Division to the South Pacific. These are in the Southeast Asia. Is that a solo destroyer in the 13th? There's two ships. Oh, hang on. There's one ship left in there. So we're going to transfer it to the 14th Division and send it to Southeast Asia. Let's see here. The 20th is in the Mediterranean, and the rest of them are all pretty much assigned to fleets already. So we're going to send the 6th Division, 6th Fleet to South Pacific, I think. Yep. And we have some stuff in Southeast Asia. We'll probably send Yamato down to Southeast Asia. We need destroyers. We are short on destroyers right now. Yeah. The Navy agrees. Well, we have to try to avoid raising tensions with Britain if possible. So we gave up a prestige to do it. We're not going to have enough time to build up Oshios. We need like a year minimum. It's not happening. War could kick off literally any moment here. The escorts are at least finishing up. Almost. We'll have a total, we needed like 27 last time around. We'll have a total of 36. So we might be able to cut a few of the obsolete ones. As much as I want to get more budget, we can't risk raising tension with Britain right now. Save the game. Ships in service. This will be the 8th Division. Okay. And then for air groups, we're gonna copy and paste. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's build 4 more Oshios. The longer we can delay the war, the better we'll be. But it's right around the corner. I think pressing the button anymore risks going to war, and we're 40 minutes in. But at least we got our budget straightened out here. So, the next video may be a war with Britain and the US combined, which will be quite the scenario for sure. Is the Yamato finished? It is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just send it with we're just going to call it the First Fleet. Send them down to Southeast Asia. Off you go. We have we have a lot of stuff in Northeast Asia. So let's send, do we have anything in the Indian Ocean? We do not. So we're going to send the 2nd Fleet to the Indian Ocean. And we have the third fleet. We're going to send it to the Mediterranean. Off you go. All right, that's the deployment for next round. Save the game as usual. We went into mothballs for like a couple of months, a few months. I really wanted to avoid it, but we got like triple whammied there. They cut the budget like three times within the span of like 8 months or 8 or 9 months probably. That was completely out of my control to do anything about. So hope everyone will forgive me for doing that. I'm not. I know that Tarok is a big fan of putting stuff in mothballs and reserve and everything else, but I'm not. I don't like doing that. Anyhow, I guess we'll call it here. I'll see you all next time. I really appreciate y'all for hanging out with me and sail safely out there.